So okay guys, in this video we'll be talking about the OS command injection. So this vulnerability lies in the backend processing system where you can modify the input data and that data will be executed as a command. So here you can see, you can read the theory here. So you can see the website URL, product ID and store ID. So it is using some legacy systems. Um, so that's why it's using some Perl script here, and this id is going to be sent as a command line arguments to this script. You can see 38129. So there are no filtering for this input data. So what we can do is we can send another commands along with this. So this will execute our normal script and also will execute our shell commands. So here you can do like this. So stock report Perl, and you can put the end and you can echo it. So this is the simple lab. So to get understanding about what it was, click on access the lab. So I want to show you some things, like if you say ls and you can get the output. So this is the Python script. So if you want to, let's say, cat test, and you get the error, no such file directory. So if you put end, so double ampersand, then if you say ls, our next second command will not get executed, because the second command gets only executed if the first command successfully executed. In our case, cat test will not execute because there is no test file in this directory. So that's why our ls command will not execute. So if I change this to single ampersand, the both commands gets executed. Now you can see we got error. Okay, we got error, we did not get ls. So I think it's or. So whether this fails or not, this gets executed. Now if you hit enter, and you can see we got no such file or directory, and this is the ls output. So using these you can test the command injection. So you can also put semicolon, and you can see it will execute as a two different commands. I think you can also put /n. So you can, so we will be testing this /n in the burp suite soon. So this is, you can use these symbols to execute the command. Let's open this in Firefox, and you need to check the stock. So okay, let's capture this request in the burp suite and click on check stock. Now send this to repeater so that we can inspect. Now here you can see the id, product id and store id. So what we can do is we can test for some like this. Put the semicolon and let's say who am I. So send this, and you can see we got the code execution. We can also send different, see, you can see ampersand, this is being treated as a parameter. So you can press Ctrl U to encode this in the URL. So you can see now who am I has been turned to red color. Now send this and you get the same output. Okay, so you can also test like %0a. This is the new line. Sometimes you can get the execution. So here we got the execution. So you can also put double ampersand, also URL encode that one, and you got the code execution. So here you can put the reversal and get the reversal. So here what we are going to do is we are going to automate this process using Python. So the URL is this one, and we are sending the post request to product stock, right? So this is the URL, and we have one cookies. So the cookie is session value. So copy this, so this is the cookie value, and next we are going to generate some payloads. Okay, so what we are going to do is, so first let's try to view the contents of HC passwd. So this passwd file can be read by everyone. So in order to encode this space, you can just put plus. So you can see we got the contents of this passwd. So the contents you can filter is with this value root x0. So content is equals to this one. If the content is in the response, then we can say that payload has been worked. Cat HC passwd. So we can put semicolon here, an ampersand, and double ampersand, that is end value, and we can also put or here. Another thing is you can copy all these payloads and paste them again. So I want to put this end at the end, because sometimes you get the you need to insert at the command. So there will be one wrong command, so there may be some other arguments right side of this value, so that's why we need to execute them also. It's better to save it's safe to better to put these values at the end also. So we have all the payloads. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to build this data, and the data contains this one, route id and the store id, right? So paste here, and this is the store id, and here we need to change some values, and press I. After 1 we need to send the payload, right? So what you can do is, instead of I press I, what we can say is, first let's iterate to payloads. For every payload, what we need to do is, we need to insert at this after 1. So we can say dot format of I. So this payload will be automatically concatenated at after 1, and r is equals to request dot post of URL, and cookies is equals to cookie. So this is the cookie, and data is equals to data. So after sending the request, we need to check whether this content is in the response or not. If content in r dot text print of I, so that means that payload has been worked successfully. So I think we are good to go. Data, cookie, etc. So everything is fine. So let me execute this script. So we got the semicolon, end, double end, and you can see at the end also we got this successful. So you can also try this one. Sometimes you can get false positives. So let's send this. So you got this. So this is a simple way to automate all this. First you need to find this matcher. So if you find this one, whether it is or, and or semicolon, then it will be easy to find the code execution. You can easily execute the commands. Okay, so in the next video we will be seeing how to bypass some filters. So there will be some blacklisting filters. If there is a cat in the request, then it will be converted into something, or it will just ignore the request. So in the next video we will see how to bypass those filters.